there are some sneaker collabs that are really beautiful, you know that. But here, we're not going to talk about that, but the complete opposite, the strangest sneaker collabs. Just like the Balenciaga with Crocs, that's not the strangest one, cause the strangest one is the last one. This collab is totally unexpected, but somehow it works. It all started back in 2018, when Balenciaga's creative mastermind, Demna Gvasalia, decided to give Crocs a high fashion makeover. Picture this, models strutting down the runway in platform Crocs that look like they'd been zapped by a growth ray. These weren't your grandma's garden clogs anymore. The first collab featured Crocs on steroids. We're talking platform soles that could give you a nosebleed. They came in eye-popping colors like hot pink and canary yellow, with fancy Balenciaga logos and cute little charms called gibbets. It was like someone captivated a rubber ducky and slapped it on your feet. But wait, there's more. In 2022, Balenciaga and Crocs said, "Hold my beer," and dropped another awful collection. This time they went full bonkers with Crocs rain boots for those fancy puddle jacking days. And get this, Crocs with high wheels. You heard me right, high wheels. They took the comfiest shoe known to mankind and said, let's make it uncomfortable and impractical. The craziest part? This plastic fantastic creation flew off the shelves faster than you can imagine. The first collab sold out immediately, even with the eye-watering price tag of $850. That's right, people were fighting each other to get this monstrosity. Now picture this for the second pair. It's still 2022 and MSCHF, the crazy art collective, known for turning sneakers into pieces of art, if you can even say that's art. The brand decides to team up with a rapper, Tyga, to create a sneaker that looks like it's stumbled out of a funhouse mirror. They took one look at a classic skate shoes and said, nah, too boring, let's melt it. The result? The Wavy Baby. A shoe so wavy, you might get seasick just looking at it. Yo, it kinda rhymes with everything. It's like someone took a regular sneakers, tossed it in a blender with a bunch of Salvador Dali paintings. The whole thing is warped and wobbly, from the upper to the sole. It's the kind of shoes that make you go, wait, am I drunk or is that sneaker melting? Now, making these trippy kicks wasn't a walk in the park. MSCHF had to sweet talk a bunch of manufacturers into bringing their wacky vision to life. Most of them probably thought MSCHF was pulling their leg when they saw the sketches. But hey, nothing worth doing is easy, right? The best part, these shoes come with a warning label that basically says, wear these at your own risk and don't blame us if you face plant while trying to walk. It's like they were saying, we made them crazy, now deal with it. It's your problem. When they finally dropped in April 2022, sneakerheads went nuts. People were shelling out $220 to look like they were walking on waves. It's proof that in the world of sneakers, sometimes the crazier, the better. Still in the same year, 2022, and Nike decides to team up with Scintilla Lou Cactus Plant Flea Market, also known as CPFM, to create a sneakers that looks like it got lost in the jungle for a few years. The result? A shoes that's more overgrown than your neighbor's lawn after a month-long vacation. These kicks are like the Grinch and a sneaker had a baby. They're covered in a shaggy green fur that will make you want to pet your feet. The whole shoe is decked out in a various shades of green. Forest green, college green, George green, it's a regular green party down there. But wait, there's more. These shoes come with more accessibles than a fancy salad bar. You get 3 sets of laces because why settle for one? A tote bag for carrying all your gardening tools obviously, and a special box that probably looks like it's been sitting in a swamp. Now, let's talk about the details that will make your sneakerhead friend go, what? There's a yin yang logo chilling on the heel, like it's trying to bring some zen to this crazy design. The tongue has a sneaky little pocket, perfect for hiding snacks or your embarrassment when people stare at your feet. Oh, and the insoles? They've got some thermal imaging print going on. When this bad boy dropped on November 25, 2022, sneaker enthusiasts went wild. People were shelling out $190 to look like they've just stomped through a radioactive swamp. Now, this one sneaker is really funny, you'll understand why. But first, picture this, Adidas decides to team up with Jeremy Scott, the fashion world's resident wild child. And they ask themselves, how can we make sneakers that will make people go, what the fluff? The answer? Slap a poodle on it. These kicks are like something straight out of the cartoon fever dream. Imagine if Barbie's closet and a dog grooming salon had a baby. Okay, yeah, that's weird. That's the JS Poodle for you. They took the classic Adidas Attitude high top and covered it in a pink fox fur. So fuzzy, you might mistake your feet for a cotton candy. But wait, it gets better. The masterpiece, the Poodle head on the tongue, complete with sunglasses. Yep, you heard me right. A Poodle wearing sunglasses on your shoes. It's like your feet are going to a fancy dog show. The color scheme, think pink at a party with bubblegum and strawberry milkshake. These sneakers are so pink, they might just make flamingos jealous. When these furry friends hit the shelves, sneakerheads went barking mad. People were shelling out serious bomb to look like they'd stepped in a vat of pink cotton candy. The JS Poodle isn't just a shoe, it's a conversation starter and a fashion statement. Now, the very best sneaker on this list. So here's the scoop. It's 2021 and Dre Kawakubo, the genius behind Comme des Garçons, decides to take Nike's classic 1992 football boot, the Nike Premier, and give it a high fashion twist. And by twist, I mean she slaps a heel on it. Imagine this. A sleek, kilted leather football boot, but instead of cleats, it's got a shiny black and white plastic heel. It's like someone said, let's make a shoe that's perfect for both scoring goals and strutting down the runway, but they failed completely. These heel sneakers are a wild mix of sporty and chic. They keep the classic football boot look with padded Nike swooshes, strategic snitching, and a tongue that screams kick-off time. But then, there's the heel, turning the whole thing into a fashion statement that's as bold as it is bizarre. The sole even has little studs, just like the real football boots. So you can pretend you're ready for a match, or maybe just a really intense fashion show. Inside, you've got the signature Comme des Garçons branding sitting pretty next to the Nike logo, making sure everyone knows these kicks are the real deal. When these bad boys hit the shelves, they were priced at a cool $630. And guess what? They sold out faster than you can imagine. People were lining up to get their hands on these avant-garde wonders, proving that in the world of sneakers, the weirder, the better, as I said in the beginning. Now that you know these strangest sneaker collabs, only one thing remains. Comment down below what I can improve in my content.